Hi, this movie is going to help you through the Business Unit 3, which covers Chapter 5 and 6. And this movie particularly covers steps 2, 3, and 4, where you're building the qryFindReservation. So over on the left, I've got the instructions, and over on the right, I have the actual completed file, and I'm going to walk through how you can get there. So let's start by reading the step number 2. It says, use the data in table guests and table reservations. So I began by doing a create query in query design, and I added guests and reservation tables. We're going to create a parameter query that allows you to look up a reservation by entering a customer's full name. The query result should display reservation ID, check-in date, night stay, number of guests, and then a calculated field called full name, and that's where this is, where you're going to take guest first name and guest last name and concatenate them. And remember, concatenate means to join them together, right? So over here, I'm going to right-click and zoom. So just to review, to begin a calculated field, you go to the first blank, and then I always right-click zoom. You can use build if you want. So then we're going to start with this, and it says it's going to be called full name. So we type full name colon. Remember, left of the colon is the name, right of the colon is your calculation. So then we're going to concatenate first name and last name with a space between. So in this case, it's not necessary for this, but I wanted to show you this because that's what the answer grid is showing you. And I want to explain why you would do this. So if you had guest first name in multiple columns, multiple tables, like let's say it was the linking item, then you would want to reference which table you're pulling that piece of information from. And so it's good to look at that structure. So you would put the table name inside of square brackets, an exclamation point, which is the delimiter between the table name and the field name, and then the field name inside square brackets. So table name, field name, inside square brackets, exclamation point between it. The concatenation symbol is the and sign, so that's what's joining. So we're saying take guest first name and join it with, and this is a quote, space, quote. So that would, in the ending, end up with their first name, a space, and then join it. So here's the join character from table guest, last name, guest last name. So you're concatenating those two together. All right, so let's take a look at that. So where the guest and last names are concatenated. Okay. Sort in ascending order by check-in date. So let's find check-in date, ascending. All right, so that's the step number 2. Step 3 then is to add a parameter. And remember, this is a parameter query, and a parameter query has in the criteria row, in the column that you're talking about, you want to go to that cell there, right-click and zoom, and inside square brackets, you put whatever prompt you want to display. And in this case, we're doing an equal, so I'm saying, hey, where full name equals whatever they typed in. But understand, you could use conditional operators, less than, greater than or equal to, and so on, okay? So it says the parameter should display, enter a guest's first and last name with a space in between, comma, such as John Smith, square bracket to end it. Watch how you type this. It's got to match exactly in order to get the points. Now, in the real world, you know, how you type this is up to you. But understand that this is a prompt that's being displayed. So you want to make sure you have proper capitalization and spacing, no spelling errors, that kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to run this because it's a parameter query. It's going to ask me that. And step 3 says we're going to type Susan Wenner and then type OK. And sure enough, here's our full name. Look, Susan space Wenner, right? And then here's her reservations, right? So I'm going to go back. I'm going to save it. And we're saving it as qryFindReservation and closing it. So the query for step 2, 3, and 4 is done. I will start another movie with step number 5. All right, guys, thank you.